All right. Hello, it's Dr. Dana Pletcher, and this is Hot Tube Health on healthdocs.org. And yes, winter's coming. They say tomorrow it's going to snow here, and it's really probably the first time other than a light skiff of snow back in December, and it's almost the middle of January. And the animal kingdom and people, our ancestors, knew about the concept of winter's coming in their diet for thousands of years. Our ancestors would find anything that was sweet and caloric, and when their tongues tasted something sweet and had a lot of calories, they would eat as much as they could when they found it, because they knew it might be a while before they found their next meal that had a lot of calories and packed some storage fuel in the form of fat on their body. And they also knew that winter was coming, and when winter came there would be hardly anything to eat, and they would get really lean in the winter. Their body would live off of that fat, almost like a bear hibernating in the winter, because you watch the specials on Discovery Channel and National Geographic, and you see the bears eating and eating and eating the salmon in the fall, those grizzly bears, and they get really a layer of fat, and then they hibernate because winter's coming. There'll be nothing to eat, so they live off of that. Problem with us today in our current generations, winter never comes, so to speak, when it comes to food. We don't go through a period where there's less food to eat. We have the same amount of food to eat in the winter, and yet we're less active. It's almost like for activity we're hibernating like the bears, but we're eating. And it's no wonder the United States is the fattest country in the world, the most obese. And we have all the diseases associated with being overweight, because the body doesn't understand not having a winter. Because thousands of years there's been a winter when it comes to food. I mean, look at fruit. You can see it's been nice here, but are there any leaves in the trees? Or is there any fruit right now in Illinois or anywhere, north of Florida and maybe Southern California? No. And most people don't live in tropical areas, and even in tropical areas, the fruit isn't in season all year. It cycles. So our body needs to have a winter. It needs to have a break. And so what we need to do is eat differently, especially in the fall and winter and early spring. The only time we should maybe eat extra and fatten up a little bit is in the summer when we're really active, and then cut back. My daughter is reading a book called Eat, Stop, Eat, where it's about eating and then stopping eating, fasting, and then eating. And it's a similar concept on a sort of regular basis. If you think about in the animal kingdom, the great apes, which are the closest to human beings as far as DNA, they eat a lot of stuff, but it's greens, it's fiber. They're not meat eaters, the great apes aren't, and yet even a 400-pound gorilla is only 5% body fat. And that's because of what they eat in their diet, and they also don't have food to eat all the time. So I guess we need to be more like the animals, more like our ancestors. And that's part of the way we're working with patients in the office these days, and along with the HCG diet, cutting the calories to 500 calories a day until you get to your body weight, cycling through that, not doing that more than 40 days at one time, and then taking time off. So you want to be healthier this year? You can do it. I'm here for you, and I'll give you my advice on my experience. I'm not right about everything, but there's a number of things I'm pretty spot on. All right, for Hot Tube Health, this is Dr. Dana Pletcher, www.healthdocs.org. And remember, winter's coming. In fact, it's here, so act like a bear. All right. I just ran inside and got the telephoto lens. Having a little trouble focusing here. Hopefully they're in focus. And there's the swans. That's a good sign when they come back. Usually we have 3, 4 pairs of swans here every spring through the summer, and this pair keeps coming back here in January whenever the water's open. As long as it's not frozen, they'll be here. I'm sure they'll be here next spring to have babies. Beautiful, beautiful sign of life. I love it.